Hello learners, welcome to the second chapter of geography in 7th standard, the sun, the moon and the earth. Today we are going to discuss about the various kind of phases of the moon, the different kinds of eclipses. Take the example of solar and lunar. First we will take the explanation of the motion of moon. As you can see on page number 3, like the earth, the moon and also has axial and orbital motions. The moon, while rotating around itself, revolves around the earth and the earth revolves around the sun. As a result, though the moon does not revolve around the sun independently, indirectly it makes a revolution around the sun. The time it takes to make one revolution around the earth and one rotation around itself is the same. That is why we constantly see on one and the same side of the moon. So we are seeing constantly the moon and the sun, they are having the same side of the angles. Now let us see some diagrams to understand what do you mean by the motion of moon. So students, under this diagram you will understand how the sun, the moon and the earth revolves. Now as you can see, the earth is there in between. When the moon and the sun, the moon is also rotating around the earth. As you can see this diagram, the moon is also rotating around the earth. Earth is also rotating, even the moon is also rotating. And in the second diagram you will see there is a sun. With the sun, even the moon is also rotating and even the earth is also rotating on the other part. So these three things are also rotating around itself. So as you can see the explanation, like the earth, the moon also has axial and orbital motion. So they are also having the axial and orbital motions, and it also revolve around the earth and even also around the sun. So they are rotating around itself. And even the moon does not revolve around the sun independently, means the sun is not rotating or revolving around the moon independently or indirectly, but it makes a revolution around the sun. So revolution around sun के बाजू में भी वो revolve करते रहता है. So it is also revolving, and the time it takes to one revolution around the earth and one rotation around itself is the same. जो भी लोग rotation करते हैं और revolve करते हैं, it takes at the same time they revolve. Now we'll see the geographical explanation. The moon's orbit of the revolution is also the eclipse as that of the earth. Hence the distance of the moon from the earth is not the same. So they're not having the same distance from the earth and the moon. Everywhere along its orbit while revolving, when it is close to the earth, it is said to be perigee, and when it is at the farthest, the position is called the apogee. See figure 2.1. So as you can see on page number 3, that you can see the figure 2.1, the moon's position. It is the name of the diagram. If it is asked in the exam, so you have to draw this diagram in your answer sheet. Now let us understand this diagram. So this is moon, and even this is also the moon, and you will see this is the earth and this is the moon's orbit, and here you will find earth orbit. So it is a counter divide actually. When you will see the earth and the moon is having a distance nearly, it is about 356 kilometer, that is called perigee. And apogee means when it is farthest of position, it is called apogee. It is nearly 4,07,000 kilometer. It is far away from the earth, so it is a apogee. It is a closest. It is called 356,000 kilometer. It is called apogee. So you can understand okay, these are the perigee and this is the apogee. Perigee means when it is closest to the earth, it is said to be perigee. When it is the farthest, the position is called apogee. So this is a diagram that you have to understand. You have studied the phases of the moon. You know how it waxes from the new moon day to the full moon day, and how it vanishes from the moon to the new moon day. As we have studied in 5th standard, there are different phases of the moon that you have studied in 5th standard, but now we will discuss about the deep information of phases of the moon. As you can see, the moon's orbit and the new moon's day. Now as you assume this you can see, this is the sun rays, this is the light of the sun actually we call. When the sunlight is falling here, so you can see it is a day over here, you can see. But when it is having a motion, it is rotating, means here you will find it is a darkness. It is a quarter day. As you can see, a quarter day, it is having a darkness over here. So here you can see the light is falling on the earth, it is having a light Sunday, means you can say as a day here. But when it is light is not moving on the earth, means it is a dark day of that moon. So it is a different phases of the moon, as you can see in figure 2.2, which shows the different phases of the moon. So this is a figure of 2.2. this is also the diagram that you have to remember. So these are the different phases of the moon when the sunlight is falling on the moon. It shows the relative position of the moon on both the quarters. So you are having position of the moon on both the quarters. Here also you are having quarter day, here also you are having quarter day. So it is falling on the both side, the full moon day and the new moon day with respect to earth and the sun. So here you can see full moon day and here you can see new moon day. So it is having a full dark over here and here you are having a daylight. So this is because of the sunlight this happens.